Why, hello. So before I get into this video, I want to apologize for the lighting because it's about to rain and it's not a great situation. Or is it? Maybe it's a wonderful situation considering the topic of this video, which is my favorite urban legends. So it's obviously October, it's spooky season. I've been trying to think of spooky content to put out there for you guys, and I just got to thinking more and more, and I was like, urban legends. Urban legends. It's where it's at. Urban legends are where so many of our favorite movies and books and TV shows come from. So we need to honor them, you know? It's the right thing. It's the right thing to do. The first urban legend that I'm going to talk about is Bloody Mary. And this is an urban legend that I remember hearing about for the first time, I think, when I was camping. I don't remember the exact story. I just remember my friend and her penchant for bringing blood and gore into it, which, I mean, I guess rightly so, Bloody Mary. But of course that resulted in playing Bloody Mary, which is where you go into a bathroom, turn off all the lights, and then you spin around and you say Bloody Mary 3 times. I did it 3 times. That's what I always heard. Some people say 5, some people say 10, whatever. The point is, you play this game to scare yourself because, you know, you don't really want to see Bloody Mary and your mirror's reflection, but it's the point of the game. And I played that so much growing up. I was always the one at sleepovers that was like, let's play Bloody Mary. Let's do it. Let's go. It's been a long time since I've done it, actually. I need to do it. The next urban legend that I love is The Hook. And The Hook is the classic example of an urban legend originating in post-war America. It recounts a story of a murderer with a hook prosthetic in place of his hand. This is most famously, in my opinion, portrayed in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 1997 classic horror movie starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Phillippe. It's one of the first horror movies I saw, if not the very first horror movie I saw. It came out when I was 7, and I saw it probably that same year or the next year when it was out on video. But yeah, I mean, that's just that classic tale of some crazy murderer on the loose with a hook for a hand. And it's just like, it's so good. And in I Know What You Did Last Summer, they're talking about it and they're like, oh, it's to warn teenage girls from having premarital sex, because the whole thing is like the girl's in the car with her boyfriend and they're making out and they're gonna, you know, they're getting closer to doing the dirty and she hears a scratch on the window. I'm sure you guys all know the story, but if you don't, the girl wants to go home, so her boyfriend takes her home, and when she gets out, she sees a hook stuck in the car door. I don't know, it's just so good. It's a classic for a reason, and I love it. Next urban legend that I love is Killer in the Backseat. So with this one, it tells the story of a young woman who's alone at night, and she's driving, and she keeps getting someone's headlights flashing at her in her rearview mirror, and she's terrified. You know, she's speeding up, she's trying to get home, she's just trying to get away from this lunatic behind her, and once she finally does pull over and gets to safety, she gets out and she's like, why are you doing this? Why are you following me? And the driver comes out and says, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to scare you, but there's someone in your back seat and I flashed my lights every time they tried to stab you. Terrifying. It's literally the urban legend that makes me look in my back seat every single time before I get in the car, especially at night. I look in my back seat because of this urban legend. Have I ever seen a psycho killer in my back seat? No. But the one time that I don't do it, it's gonna happen. Just watch. All right, the next urban legend that creeps me out is called The Licked Hand. I first heard about the story again around the campfire, and it was of a girl who was home alone at night. Her parents were out at a party. She was doing her homework on her bed. You know, she was kind of scared. It was like the first time where she was staying home alone, and she would put her hand under her bed every few minutes and wait and let her dog lick her hand to know he was there, and just give her comfort because she was alone. Every time she felt alone, she would put her hand under there to know that the dog was there with her. So it's towards the end of the night and she's getting ready to go to bed. So she goes to the bathroom and she finds her dog murdered, and it's blood all over the mirror. And I think on the mirror it says humans can lick too, or something gruesome and terrible like that. So it's the tale of a murderer who was under her bed the whole time. And it's just another one that really gets under your skin. The next one is the babysitter tale. This one follows a young woman who is babysitting a group of children one night, and she receives a phone call, and on the phone the stranger says, "I'm gonna be there soon." She hangs up. They keep calling back and saying, "I'm almost there. Almost there." She's freaking out. She hangs up. She finally calls the operator and she's trying to figure out who this person is. And the operator tells her that the phone calls are coming from inside her house, inside the house where she's babysitting. And it's very Scream. It's just so creepy. And I'm sure it was inspiration for Scream. And it's just another one that is really close to home and really scary. The last urban legend I'm going to talk about is one that's creepy and eerie, but it's also kind of, I don't know, not as scary as the rest of them. And it's the vanishing hitchhiker. First of all, you're never supposed to pick up a hitchhiker. I'm sorry, you're not. I'm generally a pretty nice person, but I'm not going to pick up anyone on the side of the road. No one. That's besides the point. The point is they pick up the hitchhiker. Person's taking them to their destination, and then before they get there, they disappear. And they're called the vanishing hitchhiker because they're a ghost. They are a ghost trying to get to their destination, trying to reach their unfinished business. And then before the hitchhiker can get to their destination, they just vanish. Wikipedia says that vanishing hitchhikers have been reported for centuries, and the story is found across the world with many variants. The popularity and endurance of the legend has also helped it spread into pop culture. I don't know, I just like that one. I like ghosts, and that one's just, I don't know, I can see that happening, you know? I can see that happening. Not to me, because again, I'm not gonna pick up a hitchhiker, but it's creepy. It's fantastic. I love it. In the comments below, I would love for you guys to let me know what some of your favorite urban legends are, because like I said, I love urban legends. I love reading about them. If you have any book recommendations that talk about urban legends and their origin, I'd really love to hear them. All right guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.